All right. Let's see what's popping on Twitter. And we have Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn comparing Tyson Fury's resume to AJ. So let's see what he says.
Makes me laugh when people say, when people look at AJ's resume, and I mean, maybe I'm seeing something other people don't. I mean, Dillian Whyte, Dominic Brazil, Vladimir Klitschko, Joseph Parker, Alexander Povetkin, Carlos Takam previously as well that I missed out, Andy Ruiz, Kubrat Pulev. These are consecutive fights. You don't see Tom Schwartz, Otto Warlin, Sefer Seferi. Who was the other geezer? I can't even remember his name, the Italian bloke. Yeah, exactly. That says it all. And then Ajit Kabayel. I mean, it's laughable when you compare the two resumes. But, it's in black and white for everyone to see. So AJ has consistently proved that he will fight all comers, mandatory challengers, Olympians, Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famers, like anybody. And now he's doing it again. And that's why when you talk about Usyk, he will fight Usyk, no problems at all. But he wants to fight Tyson Fury. He wants to prove he's the best heavyweight in the world. And undisputed or not, and we will do everything we can to make sure it is, not one person can have any doubt after that fight who the baddest man on the planet is.
I hear that. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I totally agree with what Eddie Hearn is saying because I've said it before myself. Now, at one point in time, I felt like you could sort of nitpick AJ's resume, but at this point, man, only person AJ has not fought is Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Anybody else that hasn't emerged yet, like I'm not talking like Daniel Dubois or Joe Joyce or even Usyk, because they're like sort of new to the heavyweight scene, even though Joe Joyce been around for a minute. Don't let it fool you. Joe Joyce is not a young dude. Joe Joyce like 33, 34 years old and been around for a while. Daniel Dubois, though, he's new to the scene. He's a pup. But other than guys like that, man, who else is it for him to fight outside of outside of Wilder and Fury? And it looks like to me like they got their own little thing still going. Sounds like they got to go through litigation to see if they're going to actually be fighting or not. But I mean, I don't even know if he named Joseph Parker. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But even then, like, I mean, I ain't gonna front. His resume is, when you get down to like Cornish and Kevin Johnson, you know what I'm saying? And these like local dudes that, that Matt Skelton, people like that, these guys you go through on the local level. But once you get like past this Gary Cornish, Kevin Johnson area, it's just straight. Dillian Whyte, he interim champion. Charles Martin, former IBF champion. Dominique Brazil, two-time contender. Eric Molina, I believe, two-time contender. Vladimir Klitschko, Hall of Famer. Takam, I guess three-time, two-time, whatever contender. Joseph Parker, former WBA champion. Alexander Povetkin, former, I think he won a belt before, maybe not. Let's see what Povetkin did in his career. Let's see what Povetkin did in his career. Let's see. I could have swore he won a title though, like a WBA belt or something. International. Yeah, all that's international. Silver. Okay. Yeah, I think he's just like a highly decorated, I guess at this point he is a interim champ. My bad. I could have just said that. Well, Veckin, interim champ. WBC Andy Ruiz, well, we know how that played out with him and Andy. And Kurat Pulev, somebody still got to face. So, I think he's a one-time contender, but talented fighter. So, I mean, I ain't gonna front. His resume definitely looked better than Wilder's, I'm not gonna lie. But let's get furious. Tyson, sorry, need some help. You got deeper. And I say outside of Klitschko, Wilder would smoke anything on AJ's resume. But he still has Klitschko, and I think Klitschko, I would say trumps Wilder. Now, but you can nitpick both. You can nitpick the AJ Klitschko win. You can say, well, Fury had already beat him, and he coming off a hiatus, a long layoff, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, you got to give Fury credit for having Wilder on his resume. And this is what, but notice, Eddie Hearn didn't name Wilder when he was nitpicking his resume. He was naming stuff like Otto Wallin, who was 20-0, but you don't know nothing about no Otto Wallin. Tom Schwartz, once again, undefeated. But as we saw in the fight, Tom Schwartz gave him no resistance whatsoever. Then you got Wilder again. So, I mean, on paper, you like, well, hold up. He fought 3 undefeated fighters back to back. And, really 4. But that's not really the case. And these are the guys he fought in between Wilder and Klitschko. So, really, between, it's like skipping rope or something. You got Deontay Wilder, skip 2 fights, Deontay Wilder, skip 2 fights, Vladimir Klitschko. Then after that, I mean, some people are giving credit for Chisora and Christian Hammer. I don't. And the reason why that is because I'm sorry, as beloved as Derek Chisora is, and I love him too, he's a warrior, but he is a journeyman. I can't even call him a gatekeeper. He's a journeyman. So with that being said, that ain't a big deal whooping a journeyman. So Steve Cunningham, I mean, come on, man. Kevin Johnson, ain't no knock on Steve Cunningham, but he's a cruiserweight. Kevin Johnson, he was 28-2 when he fought him, but watch this. Kevin Johnson, once again, he's Derek Chisora on steroids. And what I mean by that, we're like, well, hold up, his record is worse than Chisora. I mean, at least Chisora sort of looked like he might have been a contender and just failed to gatekeeper, then eventually journeyman. Kevin Johnson is the ultimate journeyman. This is somebody they would throw guys in with to see if they had the goods, but yet he's a stepping stone guy. So Fury really doesn't have much on his resume, really, outside of Wilder and Klitschko. And if anybody tell you otherwise, they're lying. I don't care. I mean, if you're a German across the board, maybe Christian Hammer, Chisora, and like I said, I'm not knocking Derek Chisora. I love him too. Or these other guys. But over here, that don't hold no weight. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we keeping it real. Outside of Vladimir Klitschko and his 2 fights with Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury opponent selection has been subpar at best. Let's be honest. That's pretty much all I got this here, Bustin' Boxings. Fight Doctor, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know, do you agree with Eddie Hearn? I do. I mean, to me, it ain't even close. But you let me know. And please, when you're doing the comment section, make sure you let me know who you actually think belongs on this resume that's that's beyond subpar. And please don't say Derek Chisora. And that's pretty much all I got. This is here busting boxes on Fight Doctor. I am out.
But I'm the true living legend. I'm not to be questioned.